with Mittens, joking about his name is so fly. Mittens, cause he whipping, don't you get it, but it's so hot, hot. Now let this be a lesson, professing. He handling and hitting his possession. Ooh, what you cooking, what you cooking? Scalding hot beats was blow up before it's cooking. Ooh, I know you're looking true. I'm out taking with this beat, I'm a lady man. I'm really trying to date it out. What's the number trying to call out? What about my team?
Oh boy, how you guys doing? Now at the time, how y'all doing? Sound like Wendy Williams and this shit. First off, let me say Happy New Year. By the time you guys hear this, excuse me, it will be far past New Year's. But I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve because someone called a favor and I'm willing to do it and whatnot. I'm enjoying my time off, and there's plenty of videos in the clip, but they were like, you know, hey, could you throw this in the rotation? I think it might be interesting. So yeah, sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? What are friends for? So that's why we're here. And that's why we're kind of still doing it the way we're doing it and whatnot. And then in 2026, we'll see how things change up. Because, you know, more things change, more things stay the same. Anywho, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, best beverage company ever. Here we go. So, there might be the annual GTG Network and Productions business meeting. Whatnot. We haven't had one of those in a couple years because I kind of been in and out and whatnot. I haven't been on the court for a full season in a very, very long time. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I'll do it in January or if I'll do it sometime in the middle of the year. I don't know if it's going to be a video or a stream or both. We'll see. But I might do one of those this year, just to kind of run some ideas by you guys, what I'm thinking. So we'll see about that. Because I'm going to mess with like 3 different formats. Anyway, if I keep talking, I'm just going to let it all go. But yeah, so look out for that and whatnot. That'll be cool for those of you who are interested. Now, what are we talking about here today? What am I being so generous with my time with? Let's see, ReviewTechUSA. All right, so we got 2 videos by ReviewTechUSA. One is just ReviewTech. DSP and ReviewTech are kind of interchangeable at this point. It's just RTU bitching about fucking Keem. But the second video, that's the first one. The second video, though, is actually kind of cool. Kinda. Because apparently Keem ain't reached out to fucking Rich and said, hey, do you want these hands? And Rich said, yeah. But then Rich said he wanted a crazy amount of money for it. And I don't even know if it's really worth it. So, and remember all the links of these will be down in the description. But so, let's go ahead and move over to my favorite segment. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite segment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. Now, Rich crying and complaining about fucking Keemstar comes from the fact that he got set up in that whole lolcow tech talk. Jay basically finessed his ass as well as everybody else, and everybody over there was in on it. So Keem is still butthurt about that bullshit. And then the fact that Keem has basically taken back his dead name channel, ReviewTechUSA. He's taken that moniker back. But he doesn't have the play button to go with it, which doesn't really matter because he don't have he doesn't have the channel to go with it either. So it doesn't matter. So he's pissed off about that. That's going to be one of Rich's new obsessions for 2026. As far as I'm concerned, I think Rich should get a tattoo of Keemstar on his other arm. And then he can have the 2 great loves of his life on his arms. DSP on one side and Keem on the other. Hell, Rich's arm is big enough to where he could have it on the same arm. Well, not really. It looks like Rich has been on that fucking Ozempic or one of those weight loss medications. He's still big enough. There's still a lot of skin and, you know, surface area, though, that you could probably fit Keem and DSP on the same arm. At least that's the way I think of it. But who could say? But yeah, this fight thing is really the interesting part. That's kind of the part that I feel that's kind of important. I'm going to give you some build up to it, though, of course, and then we'll get to the actual fight itself. But Rich allegedly is asking for $150,000 after tax, and he said he'd be willing to fight Keem. If I'm Keemstar and I'm willing to pay that amount of money, I have certain terms and conditions. Like, you're going to have to film all that. Like, all of it. You're going to have to film from the first time you step into the gym until fight day. You're going to have to make vlogs talking about what you're eating, how you're training, all that. Kind of like what Keem did with Boogie and Wings of Redemption. I want all that. And actually, now that I think about it, for that type of fight deal, for that type of fight, I should say, or for that amount of money, you're going to have to fight 2 people. That's what I think. That's what he should do. Keem should be like, you know what? You want 150 grand? Fight me? With all that animosity you got built up for me, and I got to put all the money on the line, and I can't guarantee you nothing about nothing, you got to vlog all that shit. Not only should Keem make him vlog all that, oh, fuck. Keem should reach out to me. Fuck you, Keem. Don't reach out to me. But I do think Keem should turn that shit into a fucking, like a fucking 24/7, like they used to do back in the day and shit. They should turn that shit into like a 24/7 series. Keem will definitely do that. I don't know if he can make fucking fucking Review Tech do it, but they should do that. They should have like a 24/7 type countdown situation leading up to the fight. All of that shit. And that means that Rich actually kind of has to show his day to day. That means he got to show his parents' house. I mean, his house. His parents' house. He's got to show all that. He's got to show where he's training at. He has to bring people in who are willing to either sign releases or just talk off camera and talk about his progress. And then for a fight like that, you can't have something like that set up in 6 to 8 weeks. Fucking Rich isn't going to fucking pass a physical right away. They're going to need months, at least 6 months minimum. And I don't even know if Rich would still make it. You know what I mean? Because they're clearly fighting at open weight or a catch weight. So, so it is what it is. And then if you're Keemstar, I mean, fucking A, dude. I don't even want to jinx Keem, but like, you know, Rich is going to come in like 100 pounds over. So what are you going to do? If not, fucking Rich will pack on whatever weight that they agree on. Rich will pack on fucking like 15 pounds before the fight on some Arturo Gotti shit back in the day. Well, Arturo Gotti used to put on more than 15 pounds. We'll talk about that another day. Especially RIP to his son, by the way, and to Gotti himself, Arturo Gotti. Like the fact that he had already passed away all them years ago, but his son passed away too in the exact same way, damn near, under the same circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Right before he could collect his inheritance. Whatever. We'll talk about that later. For those of you who know, you know. That's peculiar. In any case, as we get to the fight part, I'll break some of my thought process down or whatever. But if I'm Keem, oh boy, I'm gonna put Rich on that fucking barbecue and shit. No, I'm gonna put him on the smoker first. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna smoke him nice and slow. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Lauren likes it. She likes people to give it to her. Well, me. She likes me to give it to her nice and slow. I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna slow cook Rich. If I was Keem, I'd slow cook him. You know what I'm saying? Until he's tender and succulent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Rich nor if Lauren are tender or succulent, but he would have to do that to get his money worth out of it. And more importantly than that, what troll is gonna pay for that shit? What troll's gonna pay for that shit? If that fight did go down, I guarantee you, either Sly or Ames or one of the old school or a couple of the guys on Twitter or some of the dudes that you find on fucking Reddit will just go ahead and someone will basically bootleg that shit onto a Discord and everybody will watch it through there. So Keem's not even really guaranteed to do that unless he releases the fight for free like he did the first time with Boogie and Wings, and then maybe he might, he'll get the viewership. We'll see. We'll get to that when we get to that. In any case, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's move along positively with our situation. All right, let's see here. Looking, I got nieces and nephews, man, that love watching that burnt peanut guy. Man, I watch a couple of shorts and now that's all I get. And not for nothing, the dude's funny, but like, the dude's funny and whatnot. The hate he gets online though is crazy though. Like like, bear with me as I'm saying all this up, but like the hate that burnt peanut gets from like the Escape from Tarkov community is wild. It's wild. They're literally breaking up friendships over there amongst streamers because the main core people who play with them, like some of their people don't want to fuck with them anymore because they think that burnt peanut is either cheating or he's view botting or he's just making them all look bad. It's weird, man. That's weird. You would think someone coming out of their community doing that well, you would think they'd be happy for him. You would think they'd be happy for the people that they know who are streaming with them. Instead,
Holy.
That shit's crazy, bro. That's crazy work. Anyway, for the first video that will start off this broadcast, it's brought to us by Ozzy Cobbs. Big ups to him. And let's see here. ReviewTechUSA versus Keemstar. This is from December 9th of 2025, because I got a huge backlog I need to go through. And that'll work out, because I'm sure the writer's room for DSP is going to be slow this year starting up. So, you know what I'm saying? That gives me a bit of leeway on top of all the stuff that I didn't give you guys before 25 days of Goutmas. So we got time. We got time. This is from December 9th of 2025. The link to all the videos that I'll be using will be down in the description. Without further ado, I don't smell no bacon cooking. So let's go ahead and get to it. See what Rich has to offer, if anything. Here we go.
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
Ames is robust. Ames is robust. Ames is robust. Oh, there's an interesting revelation here.
I don't have an interesting revelation, but I do need to go over the ReviewTechUSA versus Ames stream. It's a video now. They get, you know, either Ozzy Cobbs, Hollywood Huggy, or Critique the Critics. One of the three, because that's like my go-to when it comes to this lolcow live ReviewTechUSA shit. One of those three has like the cut down version of it. It's good work. It's real good work. So I need to go over that, and you guys can see some of the bullshit that came out, like the gay porn that we found out that Rich was exchanging with somebody from his Discord. All kinds of weird shit. Just all kinds of silly ass weird shit. Like Rich got fucking skewered. Fucking skewered and shit. No lube or nothing. No ditty. Just straight, like Ames just gave it to him. Like just skewered his ass. And then put him right on the fire and shit. No oil or nothing. Just was like, nope. Wanted the crispiest skin possible. It was crazy.
About something that Keemstar did. Always remember, these are...
He's never gonna get over. He's never gonna get over lolcow live. Never gonna get over lolcow live. Holy shit, boy! The way fucking Rich talks about his time over there with lolcow live and with Keem in particular, you would have thought that fucking Keem had touched him inappropriately or something, like, or they ran a train on him over there. It's disturbing how mad he is at Keem. It's absolutely disturbing. It's funny though.
The guys who thought they had to be moral arbiters and dig into my personal life. Watch.
Relax, bro. Relax.
I mean, he put his personal life out there, by the way. Keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Just like the situation with Mackenzie, his daughter. He didn't bring that up. No one would know. He would have just kept that to himself. Well, at least until Lauren exposed his ass on fucking Facebook. But that's a whole different story for a different day.
Yes, we 100% didn't watch this on stream, because I remember while I was recording I'm like, oh shit, I got to make sure I highlight that. What was that? I hawk phlegm up. Yikes. When we show it on stream.
Relax. No, don't.
Setting in your brokenness. One of the coolest things about the LCU.
It's just sitting in your brokenness. Weren't you just saying 2 weeks ago that you were broke?
His career is going to be as dead as lolcow live.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's not going to... People aren't going to want to watch him on his channel. I mean, outside of lolcow, he is the guy that faked cancer. He could say he got bullied.
I think Boogie's known for more than that. In the negative way, I mean. For sure. But yeah, the faking cancer thing is whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying whatever. I mean, it's a thing. But like, there's so many other things that you could hit Boogie for if you know at least even a little bit of his lore. There's a lot of things you could hit Boogie for. Holy shit.
To saying something, you still went, yes, I faked it. In the end, you fessed up to it, whether you think you should have or not, or you think you didn't have something to fess up to. You did.
I mean, keep in mind though too. I mean, Medicare was in there. I think Destiny was in there. There's a lot of guys fucking breathing down fucking Boogie's neck. He didn't really have a choice, to be honest. I mean, yet again, it's not a reason nor justification to lie about something like that, but it wasn't like the dude had a whole lot of choice. Yeah,
this bullshit. I'm out. Peace.
So once he goes, I mean, he was going to have like 30 people. How many people watch him on his stream now? Maybe it's more. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, no wonder that guy decided to quit.
I don't know if we should be view shaming people, Rich, but all right. I don't know if we should be doing that.
Once again, Evil Demon.
Okay.
I wonder how.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lebrowski. Like for real. He had a really good year. I expect 2026 to be an even better year for him.
How many? Okay, that was right after the cancer shit.
Hopefully, it's a good year for everybody. To be honest, hope everybody has a good year.
I wonder how money he would get now. You know, I wonder. I don't think it's a lot.
So what?
I mean, I know this is part of your shtick, but was he really adding so much to the show? He was just another random Discord dude. I'm sure you could find 5 billion more that are just like him.
Very true. But in our current day and age, or when I'm recording this, Amberlynn Reed ain't sat there and taken an. She doesn't really have knees. She has tree trunks. Whatever. She took the trunk, basically, and whatnot, and not what's in the back of her. To basically go work for Keem. I think her first show is supposed to be later on today. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna wait until someone recaps it. But that's a trash fire in itself. It's a mess. And the thing is like most people think, Amber's just going to allow herself to be humiliated in the LCU until she gets monetization back, if she gets monetization back, and then she'll cut and run. But Keem's not going to let her go that easily, but Amber never has. She's never respected a contract. So there's that. Now, the other two big girls, I should say, which is Rosie and Foodie Beauty, who have also been demonetized. Foodie Beauty could have avoided that, by the way, but she's dumb. So, of course, she went along with everybody else like a fucking, I don't know, like whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a fucking hamster and shit that just went off the cliff with everybody else and shit. I'm thinking of something else, though. Starts with an L, but it'll come back to me. I wonder if Foodie's going to be the next one to go. Like, out of the three, she should be the next one to go. Which means Yo Mama would essentially get exactly what he wants because he's really the only one that both of those chicks will be able to trust. If they can even make that happen. But we'll see. We'll see. Like, a lot of people think that Amber won't last a month, let alone 3. So we'll see how that plays out.
I mean, it doesn't. So he failed.
But keep in mind, though, too, Keem had been chasing down or running down Amber for like a year. He's been trying to get Amber to come on to LCU. And then they got Foodie Beauty that one time, but then she ain't sat there and burnt bridges and whatnot. So if she does go to Keem for a job, Keem's going to take her ass to task. But he would have 2 of the 3 fucking fat girl fucking infinity stones, I guess. Or boulders, whatever you want to call them. So he might as well go for the fucking set if he can.
Yeah, but you literally scam people all the time, dude.
Say you don't reward bad behavior. Isn't this the same person?
I think he's talking about Keemstar and the whole and the bits fucking A, sorry. No, the what do they call them? What is that called? Crypto coins and whatnot. He's been involved in a few of those situations that turned into pump and dumps. It's well documented. You can find it.
You got like a month left, dude. It's almost December, dude. Like, just
yeah, dude. Whoa, dude. What?
Keep being in the intern, and I do pay him. Like, I send him like a couple $100 here and there, you know, just so he.
A couple $100 there, here and there, to deal with this shit. Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Whoa.
Thank you, Gathering Hole. Now putting us at 37. I appreciate you.
Whoa.
He has something.
This guy is so far up his own ass that he seems to forget the first ever good paying job he got was because he literally lied about having a college degree. Ain't nobody taking career advice from this fucking scammer, dude.
And you want to talk about abuse, by the way? You want to talk?
Actually, funny enough, so did Chantel or Foodie Beauty. She her first basically well-paying job, she lied and said that she had a degree and she didn't either. I mean, she got fired for some other reasons. She literally lied about having a degree and she somehow made it through. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
About abuse.
Oh yeah, he admitted that. He pretended he had qualifications that he didn't.
Booster couldn't handle the abuse.
Which that in of itself, I mean, whatever, you got to do what you got to do to make a bag. So long, I mean, if you were pretending to be a doctor, okay, that's prison time. But
Don't know, Booster can handle it.
Holy shit, bro. This guy really gonna make me pull up the clip, huh?
Keem has shilled a lot of BS crypto coins and NFTs. Keem was one of the
I didn't know this.
Which is kind of funny. Like, you've been hating on Keem this long and you didn't know about that, given how well documented that is? Or, well, maybe not well documented. It's well known. Well documented and well known are two separate things, but you know what I mean.
I didn't fucking know this, dude.
biggest promoters of SafeMoon. He tweeted about it on more than 10 separate occasions, but his first promotion of SafeMoon that he hasn't deleted was on March.
Holy shit, speaking of which, FaZe. So how FaZe Clan ain't fucking falling apart, bro? Jesus Christ. I mean, they ain't been shit in a long time anyway, but fucking A, bro. The way they collapsed was wild. I mean, truth be told, they should have collapsed like 3 years ago. But even still, just god damn. Like, most people, when they announced that shit on Twitter, most people were like, you guys are even still a thing? I thought y'all had been stopped.
31st, 2021, and it's down about...
Especially when one of them ended up getting exposed for being a pedophile. Because he was messing with, knowingly messing with underage chicks back years ago. That's a long story. I'll bring it up later. I'll bring it up later, but just despicable bullshit. And he's probably not the only one. And he's probably not one of the only Call of Duty bros who probably did that. There's probably a lot of dudes on a lot of different teams who did that shit back in the day and whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them dudes are between the ages of like 19 and 22, 23. And there was a lot of young girls in that early pro scene who were fans and all that bullshit. I don't want to talk about it. I only want to talk about it, but I wouldn't be surprised that there are more out there. Will they get exposed? I can't tell you, but there's definitely a lot more out there.
98% since then.
That's a pretty bad thing.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he even tweeted on April 6, 2021 to hold on for dear life to your SafeMoon for 12 months, but then just 2 days later, he sold more than 100 billion of his SafeMoon coins.
Yikes. And there
See, here's the thing that I don't like about Rich. Well, there's a lot of things I don't like about Rich, but this is one of the things I don't like. I don't like how he's too lazy to actually look up the information on these people that he hates so goddamn much. And then when he finds it, he thinks that it only further justifies his own cause and shit. When in actuality, if you really dig in deep, because Rich is a surface level type of person, if he looks even deeper, the situation gets way worse. Like, there's a lot of people who got fucked over. Like, a lot of people. Like, if you want to shit on fucking Logan Paul for that whole Pokemon knockoff, whatever the fuck that was, like, Keem is in the mix with a lot of his bullshit too. But Rich is just too lazy and too stupid to go after that. He only cares about the shit that affects him directly, which is fine. But the thing is no one gives a fuck about you. So you need to go after Keem in more of his wide scale or more well-known shit to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? But Rich is so hardwired to make himself a victim that he can't really do the latter. Same thing with DSP to some extent. And then Rich keeps crying about this whole thing where he thought he was going to have a court case against Keem, which he didn't. That's why the lawyer basically hung up on his ass, or lawyers, because he called more than one. Same concept. Like, you're going to sue somebody over some internet shit because you were stupid? All right. That makes a lot of sense.
You ever say I'm a piece of shit again, you can eat my...
You are a piece of shit. You're a massive piece of shit. Take care of your kids, man. Take care of your kids. Put a ring on Lauren's finger, because she's the only woman that's really going to ever give a fuck about you anyway. So put a ring on her finger and take care of your fucking children.
I didn't know he did that until now. Until yesterday, I mean.
it's just one of many examples
No, I think you were being honest the first time, but all right. Push the goalpost back, I guess.
where
He scammed people. He did a fucking rug pull. That's like that's the equivalent of insider trading that he did. But there isn't the same regulations on crypto, so he gets away with it. Doesn't make him not a piece of shit, though.
scammed his fans like that. So the fact that this motherfucker is over here trying to make people believe he's not a big fat scammer is fucking hilarious, dude.
Fucking Sweet Tea looking like a grandma today. Jesus.
Very good. How are you doing?
I wonder how old that chick is, but the fact that she has no teeth, allegedly, she has no teeth and whatever is fucking wild to me and shit. But then some people say it's the meth. Some people say that she was on whatever. Whatever her bag of choices. All of them over there are fucking misfits or fucking weirdos or alcoholics or fucking drug addicts in some type of way, shape, or form. So it is what it is. Fucking A.
That's the drama for you.
I know.
But she does look old as hell, and supposedly she's only in her 20s, right? Like she couldn't be any more than, I mean, early at the earliest in her 30s, I guess. But whatever.
She looks like she's 60 without teeth. Dead ass.
I keep saying it, but damn, bro. I don't know what's lower than rock bottom, but these guys are sure the heading there at the speed.
Like, what is this cast? What the fuck is this cast?
Sound. Alright, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that for today. So
man, he is thirst trapping over her, huh?
Dude. Oh, whoa. Jesus. And you guys say that I am insane because I want Desi to be the mother of my children. Look.
I mean, at least you guys are close in age, I guess. I don't think Desi's, I think she's damaged goods, but I mean, hey, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess if she's still fertile or whatever, and if that's what our boy wants to go for, let him get it, I guess. You know, it is what I guess.
Look at that. Just look at that, bro. How is it possible that Boogie is still like freaking paying for his mortgage, dude? How expensive is that freaking house? It doesn't look that.
He's
that
like
big.
doing IRL shit, not like straight up IRL streaming. Because
there's no way that Boogie's still paying on that house, though. You would think he'd have that shit paid off by now, especially given the money he's made, and he has a roommate too, which is weird that there's only two. Supposedly, it's just him and a roommate, and that in a house that fucking big. But whatever.
But this is
maybe property's cheap in Arkansas. I don't know.
Oh, this is pretty funny. What's up, real Ghostbuster? How are you?
Big going away sale.
Any energy during this entire show has been Keem and Brantley.
Bro, who? Yo.
Yeah, like who the fuck are any of these people? Minus Boogie, Keemstar, and his wife. Seriously, like Rat Stuff is fine, like, but still, before that,
not Rat Stuff. Rat Stuff's a piece of shit. Rat Stuff's a massive piece of shit, and someone needs to ask him why is it that he doesn't have his government job anymore. And then I think he just quit recently, but then he admitted on his own stream that like he doesn't have a job, so like he doesn't know what he's gonna do now, and now he's gonna have to get like a real job, as he put it, so to speak. And it's kind of like, okay, wait a second. So you've been thinking about wanting to take a break or quit. Take a break. He's gonna go back. But you've been thinking about taking a break for a while, and you haven't actually looked at the job market in your country and, you know, to find a job, even a part-time job. You see fucking how fucking like they're just imbeciles over there. Just all of them are fucking retarded. Just fucking retarded. And what it's amazing how any of them can function. Most of them can't. If you've seen some of the fucking shit on that Discord, bro, like fucking A, bro. Fucking like if you think DSP is probably the better example. If you think DSP has dents, holy shit. I'm not saying everybody in that Discord's a dent. You know what I'm saying? Nor am I saying that every host over there is a fucking dent. You kind of have to be a dent if you're a host on in the local universe, to be honest. But like, there's a lot of dented, stunted individuals in their fucking Discord. Not all of them, but there's a lot of them. There's various degrees. There's various degrees of dentness in there, if I should say.
What was he doing? Dungeons and Dragons and shit?
You guys are. I just want you guys, dude. Who is this?
That's the point now, though. Now this is Keemstar's just bored, and he likes his ego being fed. So this is just a game with him until it implodes. That's what it is. This is just a game, and eventually this all gets shut down, and then Bookie will have a nervous breakdown, and it'll be great content for us all.
Piss. I do have to admit that once this whole shit falls apart, Keem's gonna be fine. If anything, Keem has lost money on this whole enterprise or escapade or venture that he's been on. But for the rest of these people, like, they're gonna be fucked. They're going to be fucked. The shit that they've said and done will follow them everywhere, especially some of these chicks who are like failed OnlyFans models and shit like that, like all of that shit's gonna fucking crumble on y'all fast. And like I said, you guys were harboring fucking pedophiles and groomers and doxers and all that other weird ass shit. Nah, B, all y'all are tainted and you don't even know it. All of y'all are tainted, because if any of them really thought they'd have a future, they'd leave. Most of these people are getting next to nothing anyway. They're not getting paid shit. Most of them aren't. So what are you sticking around for? For some weak ass fucking internet fame that's never gonna come? If it does, it's not gonna last long. Yikes! Like, and some of y'all are young. Some of y'all still got the rest of your lives. You know what I'm saying? Last thing you need is someone fucking Googling you guys for a job interview and they find this bullshit.
Piss. Anyways, I've been doing my own thing, and what's with all these people of a bunch of nobodies I shouldn't care about?
Well, welcome.
Come. May 1st.
Because if he had anybody with their own following, or you have to be Boogie and fake cancer and your whole audience hates you, he wouldn't have control over them. That's what it is. That's what it is.
See, theoretically, but we're gonna find that out for sure. Like, I'm sure David Jaffe is probably a good example of that. But I would say the best example will be Amberlynn Reed. At least the hate mob anyway, not the people that actually fuck with Amber. That's a different story in itself. But the hate mob that's going to follow Amber over there is going to be the real question. It's going to be interesting to see how Keem decides to market it to those people, because most of those people are reactors, or you're the fan or a viewer of a reactor. Meaning that some of those people, I would say easily 98% of those people are not going to pay to get into that Discord, but some will. Like, if I had to guess, I haven't watched Karina Kaboom in the last couple of days, but I would assume since this announcement, Karina Kaboom's in there. I can almost guarantee she's in that Discord now. I would assume Charlie Gold's in there right now. I would assume that maybe Yaba's in there. Oh Lordy's Jordy is in there. Alex Shook is probably in there. Zachary Michael's probably not. He'll probably wait and see what's popping. But you know what I mean? Like, some of the who's who are going to be in there to find out what's going on. On top of that, as far as my recollection goes, and you know how that's questionable. That's questionable. Most of those people that I've named are blocked by Amberlynn Reed on one way, shape, or form. So the only way they'll be able to talk to her is in that Discord. And Amber can't run to fucking Keem and say, hey, this person's a reactor, this person's a reactor, this person's a reactor, you need to block them. He's not going to do that shit. He wants them. He wants them and their audiences in there. You know what I'm saying? The thing that, and here, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a reference. Remember when Wings was over there the first time, the very first time? And one of the problems that Wings had was he wanted people banned out of their stream chat. And some of those people were either well-known viewers or they were members. And Keem's like, I'm not banning them. We're not. They give us money, or they show up, which helps our viewership. I'm not getting rid of them. And Wings was like, no, you got to get rid of him. He's getting on my nerves. The Boogie was like, so we need the viewership. If Amber tries to go that same route, she gonna find out really fucking fast that that's not how that works. And it's not how it should work. Lol cows don't have no word in any of that bullshit. You're supposed to profit from the hate. You don't use this as another fucking safety, another safe zone, if you will, or safe space, if you will, to guard yourself. That's not how that's gonna work. And if Amber don't know that, she gonna find out. She gonna find out real fucking fast. That's not what the play is.
Energy, it's like you're arguing in monotone. It's honestly kind of impressive, I'm not gonna lie, but I have never seen an argument.
These people, including Boogie, need to, I mean, this guy fucking calls Keemstar sir.
In monotone before. Bro, everyone telling me to leave makes me want to stay more.
I mean, he does sign his check and shit. Boy, I hope for fucking Keem's sake, hopefully, if he's put a ring on that, they're supposed to be getting married, or they already got married, or whatever the case may be. Hopefully, he got a prenup. Hopefully, he got a prenup. Because I don't know what part of the country he got her from. I think it was down south and shit, Georgia, the Carolinas. I don't know where Brentley's from. But I know this, she ain't stupid. He's given her a pretty good life and shit. If you guys think that fucking Cat, you know what I'm saying, is living high off the hog, no pun intended. Brentley's definitely living really well. And she's not going to give that shit up without a fight. So my thing is, he had better put a prenup on her ass. he better have put a prenup on her ass and been like, yeah, you're gonna sign this. You know what I'm saying? I'll agree to pay you some alimony or whatever if a kid pops out of that, which I don't think Keem wants any more of them. Then, you know what I'm saying, whatever, I'll take care of child support. But other than that, you're signing this prenup. If he hasn't done that shit yet, you know what I'm saying? If the head game Brentley's giving is so goddamn fucking good that he forgot to get a prenup on that shit because they like to swing and whatever, or they like bringing girls in on their little relationship. So maybe that's a bonus. Well, it is a bonus, I suppose, as long as no one catch feelings. But anyway, he better put a prenup on her ass, because if he don't, she won't walk away with half. In that Eddie Murphy voice, half. She gonna walk away with half of that shit, and then what? So hopefully, Keem was smart enough to at least do that.
I love that negative attention.
And I'm sorry, all those other co-hosts, I guarantee you were just like, okay, Keemstar's like, who do I want to bang today?
I mean, shit, he almost had what was her name, Lex or Lynx? I think her name was Lynx. Whatever. He almost had her, but then he made a fool of himself on that bullshit. So it is what it is on that.
Life is dead, you may as well put a bullet inside my head. I don't know what the fuck to do without Keemstar. There's no show for you. It's the Boogie Show and it fucking sucks. And I wish I could fucking duck under my desk and hide from you, because without Keem we're fucking screwed, yeah.
That was tough. That was tough. And the thing is Wings gets a lot of shit because supposedly he fucked it up. He was actually the weakest link of that show. But truth be told, all three of them lost the fucking plot when Wings left the first time. And then when it came out about what happened at Fat Camp. And then when the pedal behind the camera shit came out. And then when his domestic violence shit came out after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when shit really started to fall apart. And whatever of whatever. And that, and they're like fucking finessing or ripping off like their whales over there, making them do all kinds of ridiculous shit financially or whatever. It's crazy shit. Anywho, we're gonna step into the second video. Give me just a second. I'll get that going for us. Okay, and we're back. So we're here with the second and last video that will make up our broadcast.
So
all right, and let's give you guys give proper introductions. Let's keep it pushing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Critique the Critics. Let's see here. ReviewTechUSA wants, Jesus Christ, 150K to fight Keemstar. This came out yesterday, actually, December 30th, my time. December 30th of 2025. The link to, like I said, all my stuff will be down in the description and whatnot. Big ups to Ozzy Cobbs and Critique the Critics. As well as review Hollywood Huggy, or I think he goes by Huggy Show now. Big ups to our Review Clips USA. There's a bunch of great clip channels out there for RTU and fucking Local Live, so check them all out. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it.
So I get a Discord message from Keemstar saying, want a box? And I wrote back to him, sure, but I want 150K up front. Now you may think, Rich, I don't think you're worth that. And I would agree with you. I'm not.
Good. You're not worth it. You're not worth that shit at all. Holy fuck, you're not worth that shit at all. Matter of fact. All right. Yeah, you're not worth 150K. Not even close. Now, I admit that on the back end, Keem might be able to recoup his money, but we're not here to recoup our money and break even. We're here to make money, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? If you're playing at the level that ReviewTech is trying to do this dumb shit on, you're here to make money. You know, and obviously Keemstar as well. So we're here to make money. So Keem, if he's willing to throw up, or if he does throw up 150K, Keem's looking at making, I'd say $600,000 at the very least, given that he has to, because he's going to do it through Happy Punch, because I don't think they would do it with Mizkiff. They'll do it through Happy Punch. The promotion, which obviously online, even going through the reactors and all that, just like they did the first time around, you're going to have to throw some money around somewhere. And then there's sanctions and there's all kinds of other stuff too. On top of that, I want like, you know what I'm saying? I want like a 24/7 series from both of you guys. And you're guys are going to have to make that happen, because you're going to need that to sell the fight. And that means Rich is going to have to open his whole life up. His neighborhood, where he's training at, his wife and kids. He has to do all that shit to sell that story. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, you need something like that to sell the story. You know what I'm saying? So Happy Punch 24/7, whatever he calls it, or whatever he wants to call it. He needs to do that to sell the fight. You know what I'm saying? He needs to do that to make that shit happen. On top of that, if that's the case, basically Keem has to say, hey, Rich, if that's the case, I own you. So you're going to do what I want, when I want. You're going to travel to wherever I need you to travel. I need all this. Because Rich wants all this money up front. He wants $150K up front, which is insane. Well, first off, if I'm Keemstar, you're not getting that. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting that. You know, I'll give you a fourth of that until you sign that contract where I got your ass locked in. And then for that amount of money, you're gonna have to give me collateral because you can't trust Rich. You can't trust him at all. So I need collateral. You're gonna have to put something up on that. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness stuff, he basically will belong to Keem at that point. And Rich isn't gonna do that shit because he's fucking spiteful as shit. He could easily run off on the plug. And don't think that Rich wouldn't attempt to. I don't think he could actually do it because he's stupid. But I wouldn't put it past him. And that's not something that you can afford to do. Now, obviously, Rich is going to have to come back. We know where Rich lives. We know where his parents' house is, I should say. Hell, we know where fucking Lauren lives now and where the kids lay their heads. So it's not like Keem can't go out there and get him because he's not far from Keem anyway. Keem already knows where he lives. But does Rich really need the legal ramifications behind that? Hey, you don't think Keem wouldn't spend 150 grand to sue fucking Rich's ass into the fucking ground? You think that's not going to be a thing? So the reality is Rich isn't worth the money. He's not even worth a third of that, to be honest with you. He's not worth a third of that. And like I said, Rich will theoretically make good money, if he goes ahead and he does take the fight, goes in the ring, hands fucking Keemstar his ass. If he can knock him out in the second round, because I assume it'll only be 3 rounds. If he can knock his ass out at least in 2 rounds, then he may be good to go. Just off of that alone, Rich will be able to go ahead and boast and talk all his bullshit and this, that, and the third. But here's another problem that fucking Keem I think might know this, but Rich don't. If Rich ends up fighting and he wins, let's say he actually wins, whether by hook or by crook. If I'm Keem, I'm signing you to a 2-fight deal. And that second person that I want you to fight is either going to be, if I'm going to go ahead and just build a roster real fast. If I'm going to build a roster real fast. I want Rich to fight any one of the previous guys that he ain't beefed with back in the day. Take your pick. But like, fucking hey, Sly ain't too far from around the way and whatnot. I'm not trying to, I don't mean to dox him or nothing like that, but he's around that area. If you watch Sly, he has no problem telling you this. He's around that area. They can get Sly to show up to that. So, you know what I'm saying? You can see if Sly wants to put some boxing gloves on. You can see if Ames want that smoke. I bet you 8 Big Eric would take that fight. You know what I'm saying? See if fucking Smash JT want that fight. There's a few people, not even a few, there's a bunch of people who'd be willing to take that fight if it was offered to them. So if you're Keem, I want to sign Rich to a 2-fight deal for that 150K. If he wins, he gets obviously his prize purse if he wins. And maybe he can get some back-end money. That's the way I look at it. If not, I'm not paying him $150 just to fight Keem. Fuck all that. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Jesus.
So I get a Discord message from Keemstar saying, want a box? And I wrote back to him, sure, but I want 150K up front. Now you may think, Rich, I don't think you're worth that. And I would agree with you. I'm not that relevant. But one, for it to be worth my time.
Your time to do what? And you bet Lauren's sweet ass you're not worth that shit. Holy fuck, you're not worth it. And 2, what time for what? Raising your kids? Trying to be a good trying to be a good husband to Lauren? Oh, that's right, you're not married because you were too scared to put a ring on her finger. To be a good son to your fucking parents? To be a fucking good content creator or streamer? So what exactly do you have to do? What are you taking time from? Stalking DSP? Okay, I guess. You can do that any time of the day. So what the fuck do you have going on that's so goddamn important? Oh, matter of fact, if Agent Proper would be willing to take that fight, You know what I'm saying? Like fucking, I'd love to see fucking Rich throw hands with fucking Agent Proper. Agent Proper is gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him with. I bet money on it. I got 20 grand that fucking Agent Proper will beat Rich within 2 rounds and whatnot. Now, if it's like a 5-round fight, then I'll say within 3. But if it's 3 rounds, I'm pretty confident that I can take that fight, or I can take that bet. I'll take that fight too, actually. But I'll take that bet that fucking Agent Proper could beat fucking Rich in 2 rounds for sure. For sure. If not by knockout, by stoppage at the very least. TKO. I'll take that. I'll take that. Take that. But that's neither here nor there. So, but realistically though, what does Rich have to do? What the fuck is he doing that's so goddamn important? He can't sit there and train and get his ass in shape. Isn't he trying to stay alive for his kids? Or to wear fucking DSP skin if he can somehow, fit in it? And if Only Iced Coffee has already removed himself from the server by then. What the fuck is he got going on that's so goddamn important?
Because that would mean, not that I'm not planning on continuing to get in shape, it would still be a lot of focus. It would mean that time would be
You mean focus that you don't have and nothing to focus on? So yet again, it's helping you out.
somewhat taken away from this, what I'm doing here, which is growing. One, like I was going to say,
Is it? Okay. I'll talk to James the Lesser. I'm sure if fucking Rich is view botting, I'm sure fucking James will know. So we'll just go over there and find out with him.
it would take away some time from this. Two, after all the shit, this is why he also went to throw me under the bus too, because I hold to the fact, I think that he realizes that there would have probably, if I could get past the full word of defamation, I think I had something pretty solid there, not just against him either. So
he didn't have shit. He's the let me be very clear. He had nothing. Because if he did, Rich is just petty enough and he cares about himself over his own family that he'd literally bankrupt his parents to fucking pursue it. He knows what Keem is worth. We all do, and whatnot. He would go after it if he thought he really could.
I'm not, look, man, I'm a grown ass man and you make your own decisions, but with the shitty state of mind I was in, which I alluded to in the video, and he was.
Oh yeah, I need to go over that. I'm gonna go over. It'll be in a future video. I'm gonna more than likely package deal all of it though. Rich talks about when I got the video when Rich said that he was giving up on ReviewTechUSA. He was done with it, yada, yada, yada. And then I got the follow-up video that he put out literally recently, within the last month, where he said that, he's bringing ReviewTechUSA back. He made a mistake, yada, yada, yada. Basically, after a year of everybody clowning his ass, now all of a sudden he realized that, he shouldn't have done what he did, and he wishes he could bring it back. What most people don't know is Rich, throughout the year, has been actively trying to get his channel back from YouTube, and he couldn't do it. With that being said, most of you are probably like, why didn't he just go to Keemstar and ask him to help him get the channel back? Well, this is where James the Lesser's investigation came into play. The reason why that is because James the Lesser discovered that fucking was one of a few people who actually was able to capture that Rich was view botting. And then obviously Rich exposed himself to Tipster when Tipster confronted his ass. That was when Tipster was on the fucking warpath and whatnot, collecting scalps. And anyway, if the botting allegations are true, which Rich confirmed that they were, and they end up finding out that he's been botting his account, Keem's gonna take that shit and run with it. So he couldn't afford it. He couldn't risk having that happen. Now let's go to the other side of that coin. The other reason why Rich didn't want to bring up anything is because he didn't want fucking Kino Casino to laugh at his ass that he was panicking that the fucking main channel was hemorrhaging subs. You know what I'm saying? He was over 1 million subs at one time. He was starting to get into really, really close to kissing the tip in a way that only Lauren can, to fucking getting into the 900,000s. And he didn't want that to happen. He didn't want to go through the slow death that someone like a Jim Sterling is going through, or Stephanie Sterling, whatever they're going by. He didn't want that. So he was screwed either which way. If Keem wasn't going to get him, fucking Kino Casino was going to get him, and all the other guys that laugh at him. He was fucked any which way, in every which way.
Calling Lauren multiple times, badgering her to get on the show. He wanted to destroy me. So
I mean, you did a good job of putting yourself in a situation to be destroyed. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't really blame Keem for wanting to take advantage of a situation that you brought to light and with all of the elements online for him to use. Let's keep it a buck.
actually getting kind of a deal with that, Daniel. Granted, I probably would have lost money too, but I think I could have done pretty well. I think it was fairly black and white with all the receipts and stuff that I had. So you actually would be getting a bargain with.
You mean like the same receipts that you allegedly had against Sly when Sly threw those allegations at you and you said you had proof and you didn't? But Sly had all the evidence and proof to say that you did do these things or you did say these things and he actually showed them on stream? You mean like that? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend.
With that, my opinion. I'm not a lawyer though, but I, borrow a little bit. Like I said to you in the messages, I'm not one of the fucking weirdos from lolcow that you get that dwells in a Discord 20.
You already worked for Keem. I mean, it was a bait and switch. You got honey dick basically, but you've already done that. It's kind of hard to say that you're better than a group of people when you couldn't even leave that situation. You got fired. Let me keep that in mind because Rich tries to make it seem like he didn't get fired. He got fired. He didn't leave on his own accord. He got fired.
24/7. I'm not dancing for you for free. I mean, obviously, and I wouldn't blame you for this. Yeah, he was calling Lauren. You want me to sign a contract that I actually do?
How do you get Lauren's number? Womp womp.
You get in the ring with you? No shit. Of course. I'm not saying just what you would never do. I know you're a better businessman than that, but that's it. I'm not doing.
I mean, I don't know. Coming off of that Jake Paul situation, I mean, why not? You know what? Boy, I got to tell you, that whole situation that happened to fucking Anthony Joshua over there in Africa, I think it was in Africa, when he got into that fatal car accident. I don't know, man. I'm not necessarily going on the conspiracy theory that the Paul brothers tried to assassinate fucking Anthony Joshua after he broke fucking Logan Paul's fucking face in 2 damn places, his jaw in particular. He broke him in 2 places and caused the guy to retire, or allegedly retire, whatever that situation is. But boy, a car accident that close, especially since Anthony Joshua was supposed to get $93 million out that deal, but I think he had to forfeit like $66 million because of obviously U.S. tax and then something else because it was done in the United States. So it's not like Joshua even, I mean, he made out, but he didn't. He did and he didn't. I don't know, whatever. But that fatal car accident, though, isn't a good look, bro. I haven't checked up on him and see what his injuries are, but that wasn't a good look. That's for damn sure.
Anything or for.
And then, like I said, 2 people lost their lives, too, which is unfortunate, obviously. So, scary stuff, man. Just wild, wild shit.
Hey, you think, listen, I'm already losing weight and walking, but yeah, I'm going to start lifting, but I'm doing casual lifting, man. I'm not going to make it. You think to get into.
So you want 150,000, but you don't want to work for it? All right, then. That sounds like the ReviewTechUSA way of going about it.
Semi-boxing shape. That'll take a lot more time. Am I saying that I'm relevant enough for that kind of money? No, but there's a little bit more history.
You don't have to be relevant to get an ass whooping or to give an ass whooping, as far as I'm concerned. That's not a thing. You do not need to be relevant to get an ass whooping or to take an ass whooping. Or to give an ass whooping or to take one, I should say.
Than that. And I do think, even though you said it wouldn't make it back, maybe not initially, maybe the initial show would be a flop. But I think over time between.
Yeah, nah, fuck all that. No one's got time for fucking long-term down the line type shit. Nah, you need to recoup that. Sorry. You need to recoup that money damn near right away. Within weeks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is Keem well off? Sure. He's not wealthy. He's rich, but he's internet rich, if you really think about it. No pun intended. But he's not wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Losing 150K on top of whatever the event might cost him is not a good idea. Look at fucking Ian. You know what I'm saying? Or iDubbbz. He had at least a couple of million, if not a few million under his belt. Now the damn dude's fucking flat broke, allegedly. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, all it takes is one bad business decision that could really fuck you over.
Residual viewership and other things that would come down the pike.
What is this? 2016, 2017 YouTube? Nobody got time for that shit. Hell no. Like, money needs to be made. Money needs to be guaranteed in situations like that. This isn't a fucking soup kitchen.
That you would make it back and then some. But no lowball bullshit and no freebies. That's where it stands. Did you expect me to talk about this? I'm assuming so. I don't know what your other angle is, except maybe you want to just legally punch me in the face, which, you know, feelings mutual.
Okay, so are you admitting that you're gonna lose, or I don't understand? Like, if Kim and Keem were to fight, let's be honest about this shit. If him and Keem were gonna fight, Keem will be faster, but he probably won't have. I don't see him having knockout power. He probably has enough power to stun fucking Rich, but he doesn't have knockout power. That's for damn sure. And Rich, if Rich can corner him by utilizing the least amount of energy possible, you know what I'm saying? Even if Keemstar is just covering up, he can deal some damage to him. But is Rich going to be able to keep that pace up for 2 rounds, for 3 rounds? Probably not. Probably not. So the fight's going to be a wash either which way. That's why it's not worth the 150,000. Will people want to see the viewership? Yeah. Are people going to be lined up to fucking get a chance to fight either one of you idiots? Yeah. But it's not worth losing 150,000 up front. That's just not a good idea. And then, is it going to be like the Boogie and Wing situation? It's going to be fought over there in Europe? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of questions.
But I get it. Like, I have maybe out of a percentage from up to 100, I have like a 0.5% star factor. I understand that. Even when ReviewTechUSA.
That's kind of funny because he's admitting low key that he's less relevant than Wings or Boogie. Evil laugh. But that's kind of funny that he's willing to admit that. That's kind of hilarious.
Say was at peak relevancy, you know? It just is what it is.
Wait. Okay, my review tech lore is kind of shaky. But didn't you want to fight? Didn't you want to fight somebody else? And Keem was gonna set that shit up. This was years ago. And before Jeremy, before the quartering, because we already know he backed out of the quartering fight like a coward, which is funny because I feel like if Rich had stayed in the pocket, he may have actually gotten quartering to actually back down. All right, we're back. It's been like 20 minutes. I'm not sure where I left off at, so let's just keep moving and positively, and we'll see if something else triggers.
My channel is growing. The videos today, even the shorts, doing pretty okay. I ain't stepping away. Not that I would step away from it completely, but I want to put 150% in. If I'm going to be tied to something else to put 75 to 80% in, I want to be compensated for it.
Well, then you're going to have to make the content then to go along with it, which is what I was saying earlier. Like, they're both sides are going to have to basically record the journey and shit. And that means, Rich, now all those troll channels that you hate so much, now you're going to have to go to them to find all the footage of the Keem bullshit, and you could literally talk about that stuff as you're building up to your fight. But see, like I said, Rich don't have, like, for someone who swears to God that he's a businessman, he has no business sense at all. Like, you're 2 fucking idiots online with a fucking track record of being pieces of shit. You're telling me you can't use any of that to sell the fight? You're telling me you can't talk about your little fucking weight loss journey / you getting in fighting shape, and you can't turn that into content? And then, yet again, he's talking about what he's doing right now is growing, but he's not saying anything about his kids. He's not saying anything about building a better relationship with his wife. He's not saying anything about his fucking lame-ass music career. We're not saying nothing worth of relevance. And so it's clear. So either you're scared or you don't want to fight him. Which one is it? And the truth is, he's probably scared of getting embarrassed. Because even if he wins, he loses. Even if he wins, he loses.
Yeah, it would take a lot of time, Dr. D.
Donated.
Well, here's the thing. Nothing would be discussed with it. You just made me realize the third point. Nothing would be discussed with it except when it happened. It's not going to happen. He's a fucking cheap ass. It's never going to happen, but I'm just making it abundantly clear. If I see, and I'm talking in my pockets.
So he's admitting that he's priced himself out. Okay, fair enough. So you're choosing to price yourself out. All right, fair enough.
to after taxes, by the way. I think I said that to him as well. I was like,
wow, you look fucking ridiculous. I'm not sure if you back on the edibles, Rich? Is that what we're doing? You got yourself a bump? Anyway, yeah, no. $150,000 after tax. He wants clean and clear. No. No one passes a con man, a fucking known liar, fucking that much money. That's ridiculous. That's fucking retarded.
walking away with after Uncle.
And actually, if you're Keemstar, not only do you own him, but you can literally make him come on the locale live and he has to do it. Because if you need that to sell the fight, because Keem has a whole network. So he basically has a whole platform to basically push promotion. So it's going to be like media week, if you will. So Rich is going to have to make his rounds amongst the locale universe, and they can essentially treat him any way they see fit, because that's what he's getting paid for. Rich better smarten the fuck up. He better ask for more money if you really think about it. Because if Keem is even thinking halfway on the level that I'm thinking, I'm going to push your ass through the ringer. Every day you're going off in training or whatever, you got to record some of that. You don't have to record all of it, but you got to record some of that. I'm going to need you, don't record your kids, but I do need you to bring Lauren on camera, and we're going to have to talk to her and see about what she thinks about the fight. Are you willing to commit? Do you think he can commit? Do you think he can really win? Talk about all the times he's bitched about Keem and how this has been a long time coming. Like, Rich doesn't even understand that his whole life gets opened up in a situation like this, if you're going to sell the fight. And then you get people like Smash JT, 8-Bit Eric, Jay Hoof. You get Sly in there. You get fucking Kinda Sav. You get anybody that he's beefed with over the years, and you get to bring them in, and you get to talk to them. You let them do shoot interviews. You see how fucking crazy that shit gets? You see how fucking crazy that shit is? Look at how much content on Keem's end that he can pull out of all of that to make this happen. Think about all the people and resources he can bring onto locale universe to give their hot takes on this if they want to. If Rich thinks shit is bad now, just imagine all of his enemies conjugating on one fucking platform to give their opinions on the fight, and then after the fight too. That's insane. Everybody's gonna make money off that shit. Or everybody could make money off it, I should say. Rich is stupid. Rich better ask for $500,000 just so he could price himself out indefinitely and just leave this whole thing alone. Just leave this whole thing alone. Holy shit. Literally, Rich's enemies will eat good off this shit. And even if Keem loses in the ring, he still wins. God damn, bro.
Well, Sam takes his shit walking away with that after all the bullshit and time wasted and fucking
that's crazy
shady shit you did. Because you had a fucking axe to grind with me because I was an idiot and naive to YouTube rules and I mirrored an episode of Drama Alert. That's where it started with. Tell me I'm lying.
Fuck you. Fucking Rich. I know what Rich is talking about. He did that to instigate fucking Keem. Their beef is actually a little bit older than that, but whatever.
You petty bitch.
We'll call him a petty bitch. Okay. Here, let me bring that back so you guys can hear that whole situation, though. I'm gonna call him a petty bitch. While being petty. While proceeding to be petty.
After all the bullshit and time wasted and fucking shady shit you did. Because you had a fucking axe to grind with me because I was an idiot and naive to YouTube rules and I mirrored an episode of Drama Alert. That's where it started with. Tell me I'm lying, you petty bitch. Tell me I'm lying. Scared of what? I just don't want to waste my...
That might make a good soundbite. You petty bitch. That might make a funny soundbite, actually.
Time, and I want to get a paycheck, sir.
So I guess Keem needed to drum some more drama to continue his money laundering scheme named Locale Live.
Yeah.
Anything to stay relevant, I guess.
Yep. So here.
Oh, also, I just thought about that. If that was to happen, if Becky doesn't end up coming back before then, that's Becky's fucking alley-oop to come back online and whatnot, so she can give her hot take on two men that she absolutely hates. What the fuck? I'm talking about everybody could get off on that bullshit. No pun intended. but everybody's gonna get a piece. Everybody's gonna bust a nut off that. That's hilarious.
I think that's pretty good bait that I took, but my bait is there's a price tag to it. Waste of my fucking time. Unless it's worth it, should I be the most A-list person they had on that motherfucker? I'm a nobody. At least I'm not known for being in the lolcow Discord. No, dude, it's not gonna. But here's the thing. Honestly, though.
Wait, aren't you still in that lolcow Discord? Because he was on Ozzy not too long ago. So he has to have a link to that Discord. Because there are people that he still talks to in there. Because he's appeared back on there at least once, if not twice, in the last few months. At least once. And I think he was on Ozzy's.
For 150 grand, yeah.
I mean, unless they booted him after the show, which is possible.
I would do it, wouldn't you? I'm going to focus on the channel. It's not going to happen. This is all something that's fucking fantasy world, 150%, okay? Sure, I would, find a way to manage my time better. Like, come on.
What if Keemstar actually did like a sub drive or like a tips goal to help come up with half of that money? Rich is a dumbass. Rich better go ahead and double that price, triple that price right now so he can get himself up and out of that. Because Keem's the type of petty bitch to do that shit. To put the cost on his fucking audience and shit on all of the shows. Think about that. There's 10 shows, 12 shows in the LCU, whatever the fuck. If each one of them has to give up, let's say 20% what they make each and every month to go into a pot to help build up for the amount of money that Rich wants for that show, they could theoretically do that. All right, let me stop. I'm not trying to give nobody no business plans and shit. I'm not on payroll, so fuck them. But still, if you're petty enough, if there's a will, there's a way. I'll just say that. If there's a will, there's a way.
I had fucking that put in my bank account tomorrow. I'm going to fucking find a boxing coach. So there it is. It's not a rhetorical offer. It's an actual one. I know he'll never do it. I'm not delusional, but it is what it is. Well, it is what it is. I'm not saying that I
would like to hear kind of Sav though on the on like the play-by-play. I think that'd be kind of dope because I think she'd do well over there, or she would do well on it. I should say that'd be kind of cool. Whether it's actually during the fight or even post-fight, I think she could sell that. That'd be nice. That'd be a good look.
am on paper worth that, but I think it's a pretty good deal, all things considered. He wants to box me. I'm like, listen, I don't care. I'm not worth it. But 150K, if you're going to make me waste the time, not that getting into shape would be a waste of time. But
you sure? Because you sure as hell make it sound that way.
But, it's not just going to the gym and, doing a couple curls and stretches here.
Well, wait, what were you doing to prepare for Journey or the quartering? What were you doing during that period of time? Because if for those of you who remember, this was a few years ago. Rich was going to like a Planet Fitness or some shit. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. He was at a Planet Fitness allegedly training. He was on the treadmill. He was walking or he was cycling or whatever the fuck, or doing some type of elliptical to get himself in shape for that. But he never said anything about he had a boxing coach or anything then. So now with Keem, he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to do all this and all that, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like now it makes me think. Was he ever plan on doing the whole shit with quartering? Or was he hoping that it would go on long enough to where that quartering would just drop out of it? In the same way that DSP tried to do with Viscant all them years ago, until he found out that Viscant was really in there putting in that work. And then DSP got scared and wanted to do DX chops. Something to think about.
Not saying that's all I would do, but you get my point. Because that's one thing you have to factor in too. Yes, I'm not getting in the ring with Mike Tyson like someone said. I got you. I hear you. But not only, if you really think about it, with the time I'd have to put in.
He sounds scared. He sounds scared. And I don't know if it's so much that he's scared to lose, more to the fact that he's scared that he's just going to get humiliated, which it doesn't matter because he humiliates his kids and Lauren and his parents and his brother or brothers, whatever. He has at least one on a daily basis anyway. So who cares? You could chase around a tranny around some store or some shit, but you can't get in the ring You know what I'm saying? With fucking Keemstar? Yikes.
Like subtract like 40 grand at least from that, if not more. Well, Biffy, I'm not wasting months of my time for like 10,000 bucks, dude. I'm just saying. I know it's ridiculous, but I ain't doing it for less. It's not worth the fucking time and financially for me. So you want me to do months of time, which would take away, and doing this would take away some of the focus from here, and it turns.
What? First off, Rich doesn't even stream every day, right? That's not a thing. He streams maybe 4 or 5 days a week, but he doesn't stream every day. He definitely is going to need to go to a boxing class at least 4 days a week. So you're telling me, and that's usually open at all times of the day, depending on where he's going. So you're telling me you can't go to a boxing class. You know, you can't go to the gym. Then from the gym, go to boxing class. And then, I don't know, whatever invisible obligations that he allegedly has, do that, then stream, then get up the next morning and do the same shit? Is that really not a thing? The fuck? Like, is time management at your age not a thing? Can you really not organize and figure out what to do with your shit? That's crazy. That's crazy.
And less content, which would cost me quite a bit. For what? You're irrelevant too. Who would give a fuck? People will want to watch, but if you think it would garner any of us a new audience, you're...
Oh my God, there's so much coping here. This is so much... He's literally trying to talk his way out of a fight. That's fucking hilarious. He literally trying to talk his way out of a fight.
Out of your mind. It wouldn't.
Whoa.
Congratulations on
Rich,
that
I got my
big,
golden
beautiful...
cue.
So what? He saw Andrew Tate and Jake Paul get basically fucking pounded to shit the weekend or two before, whenever it was, and now he don't want no parts of it either? Wild shit, man.
Cucumber.
Stanley too. Party popper emoji.
Wild shit. Yeah, towards the end, man, he sounded like he was just scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just price yourself out, you know, or overprice yourself out or whatever. And then just be done with it. But don't sit there and sound like you scared. Don't do that. Oh, man. Anyway, so there you go on that. The links to both videos will be down in the description. Check out Ozzy Cobb's as well as Critique the Critics and whatnot. Big ups. Holy shit, bro. That's fucking insane how scared he sounded towards the end, though. That didn't sound very good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a sandwich. Let's do that. Let's get us a sandwich. Oh, let's do that. Big ups to Chio. Okay, so final thoughts. I'll let you guys go. To be honest with you, Rich needs to just give up his beef with Keem. Like, Keem beat him pretty much in every way conceivable. So what's done is done. You kind of already lost that war. I don't understand why you're crying and complaining. As it pertains to the fight, you know, 150 grand up front is already ridiculous in itself. But 150 grand up front to get yourself in shape over the span of, like, let's say 6 months, even 9 months. You don't think that's not a worthwhile endeavor? You really think you're missing that much in profit off of your fucking streams, Rich? You could just do more videos. You could just crank out more videos, to be honest, and pull 1 or 2 streams a week. And he'll probably make the same amount of money. He might actually make more. So what's the problem? The problem is Rich don't want to get into that ring. I don't know if he's so much scared of losing, more to the fact that he's scared that he's just going to be embarrassed. He's going to go up there, they're going to take the robe off, he's going to be the fat slob we all know he is. He already strips down anyway. People are going to look and be like, wow, what's that weird-ass tattoo the guy has on his fucking arm? That shouldn't matter because he shows that shit on stream for 50 bucks anyway. And I guess he's just afraid he's going to humiliate himself, I suppose. I don't know. So whatever it is with that. As it pertains to Keem, if he even follows just a portion of what I'm talking about, oh boy, he could bleed Rich for like 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the lead up to the fight. And then after the fact, he could make even more money. You know what I'm saying? He could make even more money because there's a bunch of different people who follow Rich's shit right now. You know what I mean? So it's a wrap, bruh. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Mikey No More, man. Like he said, he has, I think, another video coming out later in the year. He already has 2 bangers on the channel as well as the streams that he's done. He's done a couple of streams on Rich. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going to eat if this situation happens. If it happens. So, theoretically, like, Keem's going to win in the end. But I don't think Rich is worth $150,000. Not even close. I might be willing to pay him 80 grand, maybe, but he gets a quarter of that, or he gets a third of that, let's say, after, like, as soon as he signs the contract. Then he gets another third when he shows up to the actual fight itself, and then he'll get the rest of the money after the fight's over. I'm not giving you $150,000 up front. That's insane. That's insane to give a lolcow that type of money and expect them to fucking honor anything. And Rich isn't going to honor a contract. If you know anything about fucking Rich's sponsorship days, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So no, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Oh boy. But it's nice to dream. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Snort Report. This has been DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network and Productions. Oh boy, for Tim Snortens, for Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic, and SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company, I've been your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Holy shit. This is why you beat your lolcows and you beat them often. Because just unrealistic motherfuckers demanding unrealistic shit. No, you don't pay a lolcow 150 grand and expect them to honor a contract or even do something that's in their best interest. And knowing Rich, just out of sheer pettiness, if DSP could turn down a 50,000, you know Rich would probably just use that as an excuse to turn down 150 grand. But Rich has already sold his soul to fucking Keem once. You might as well go ahead and sell off the rest of it. But you're not going to get 150 grand. You're not worth that. Anyway, take care of yourselves, people. Later.
Word, hey, chopping it with Mittens, joking about his name is so fly. Mittens, cause he whipping, don't you get it, but it's so hot, hot. Now let this be a lesson, professor. He handling the hit in his possession. Ooh, what you cooking, what you cooking? Scalding hot beats was blow up before it's cooking.